when I was a kid, I guess I was 10 years old, and my wife back then was 8, and we were friends. We lived in the same neighborhood. She and her brother, and me and my brother, we'd play together in the summer. And back here in this lot right here, there was a tree. And she said to us, "You guys gotta come see the blackberry tree." And I said, "A blackberry tree?" I knew what blackberries were because I had relatives up in North Carolina, and they had blackberries growing, and blackberries were most definitely not trees. But she insisted that there was a blackberry tree. So she took me to this lot right here. And right about here, there was a tree. You may have guessed it already, but it was a mulberry tree. And we went up in that mulberry tree, and we ate ourselves purple. There were indeed blackberries all over that tree. And anyhow, later on, you know, we kind of lost touch. We re-met, and then eventually I met her again when I was 20 and she was 18. We fell in love, we got married. And I said, "You know, I wonder whatever happened to that mulberry tree." Well, we went to go look for it, and the mulberry tree was gone. And so there's just this lot here with some bits and pieces, but no mulberry tree. So we asked one of the neighbors, and they said, well, Guy, the neighbor on the other side, saved that mulberry tree. He took some cuttings from it, and he started some new ones. So we went back, and sure enough, these trees on the other side of the road are from that mulberry tree that we fell in love with so long ago. And there are multiple mulberries back here in this lot. And since then, mulberry has been one of my very favorite trees in the entire world. Anyhow, so I'm down here in Fort Lauderdale, and we're gonna go into this lot because there's a lot more here than just mulberries. I'm friends with the owner, so I'm not trespassing. But this lot, which is actually really very much in suburbia and close to the city, is totally a beautiful little food forest type lot right in the middle of crazy, hectic South Florida. Not only are there mulberry trees, these mulberry trees all being children of the original one, but back in here there are other wonderful things, such as this mango tree. And here is a lychee, which, oh, look at this. It's in bloom right now. They had a wet winter this year, uncharacteristically wet. Winter is usually very dry in South Florida. And he told me these were blooming. They're really doing well. I hope he gets a lot of lychee off of it. There's all these mulberries. It's really kind of magical. You can come back in here and it's like you just went into the rainforest. Some bananas over here. Great big palm. Mango. It really gets kind of cool. Oh, check this out. This is wild coffee. Psychotria nervosa. It's a Florida native. It grows all over the place here and self-seeds. All right. Here's some papaya. There's a citrus of some sort. And another citrus. South Florida is a hard place to grow citrus. Not because it's not the right climate, but because it's actually prone to a lot of diseases. There's some Surinam cherry back here. Surinam cherry basically grow wild. They've invaded all over the place. People planted them originally as hedges. And then they took off. When they're all the way ripe, they're usually red, though there are improved varieties that are black and a little sweeter. Ah, here we go. There's a beautiful one. You've got to pick them when they're all the way ripe, or else they're very unpleasant. Like little pumpkins. Alright, let's come around here. There's a cool tree I want you to see. Some more wild coffee. Another citrus. Now check this out. This is one of my all-time favorite trees. This is a jaboticaba tree. This is the one that looks like you glued grapes all over the trunk. It can fruit 5 or 6 times a year. It's just about to go into bloom. You can see the buds right there. It'll bloom right out of the trunk, and then it will set fruit like little gumballs glued all over the trunks. And look at how beautiful these trunks are. They're a lot like a crepe myrtle with that gnarly, pretty growth with the flaky, very nice looking bark. Very ornamental tree. It's unfortunately, for my North Florida watchers, not particularly cold hardy. About down to 25, I've heard, but I would be real careful with it because they take a long time to grow. You really wouldn't want to lose it. So right here in the middle of the craziness, you can hear the planes going over, coming into Fort Lauderdale Hollywood Airport. There's just this little escape of tropical rainforest and trees. Look at how bad the soil is here. This is typical Florida sand. It's got some gravel in it. This is not good stuff. It wants to be forest. Put some trees in here and take care of the trees. Trees will take care of you. Maybe one day you'll get some nice kids playing up in your mulberry trees.